Hello and welcome back. I'm B-Ball Joe and this is Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is the beginning of Season 2. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited about this season and this episode in particular because I haven't been able, or I haven't played on the hard mode. So I haven't played with a challenge, so things were a little different. That's what the pretty series was. But this is Season 2, all hard mode. Everything is set up as usual, and well, these are the settings. Everything is just set to hardest. I have the global events enabled this time. Last time I didn't. That's probably the only big change. I had a bunch of rules that I wanted to apply, but honestly, the way this map is set up, most of those rules wouldn't apply or couldn't apply because I cannot build a humongous network for trains or rail. What am I saying? Well, here's the map. The map is called Northern Canada. It was one of the maps we previewed. We're paused right now, so I want to show you a little bit around of what we have going on. But this is the map. We have 2 border posts, 1 NATO, 1 USSR, and then another small USSR over here. A lot of mountains, rivers, waterways, and just general nice, pretty landscape, but a relatively restricted area over here where we can start building. Resources are actually pretty nice and not the hardest, but I think it's okay because we have coal in our starting area. There's 2 on the mountains, there's some here and some here and a little bit in the middle, and just very well spread out. But iron is not available in our starting area, so we can't get steel 100% in-house, which is great. So that is cool for the resources. Oil, plenty, nothing in our starting area. Uranium, we have a little bit in our starting area and just spread out, sprinkled all over the place. And then bauxite is available in our starting area, but that is airplanes and that is really expensive to get to, and you need steel and aluminum for this. So resources are available, but not plentiful. I do like that we have coal in the beginning because that will help us get some money rolling, because we are playing on hard, and I would like to avoid using loans as much as I can, but I will play without mods in the beginning. There's just a few conveyor things and power transformers that I'm going to use, but outside of that, all the starting buildings, I will stick to vanilla. It's really just for quality of life, nothing else. But that's what I'm going to do. That is the plan. Here's our map. Show you around a little bit before we start planning and building, because that's important. The map actually has 166 population. That is fully saturated. And what we have is Moose Village over here. There you go. Just a tiny little village. We're not going to touch this, and it may actually prove very helpful for when we have to settle on these islands, because there are a little mountainous. Here's the other village. There are a little mountainous, and here's the last village, Trout Lake. Deer Isle, yeah, this is the other border post, and that's all the villages that we have. So there's really not any population available here. I am not planning on taking the population from those towns until I get to the islands, but that may change depending on what we need. The landscape itself, and we looked at this before, is relatively mountainous, but there are some more flat areas, and the new beta dropped today. So I'm starting recording that on the first day it's out. The new beta has fields and other things that are a little more forgiving for the terrain. So this should give us a chance to make a pretty nice map. Northern Canada is the name. I will link it in the description. So check it out there. And yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. Besides, well, we have 2 large border posts here, and they both have power connections. Power is actually something we may not require, but we do need a connection to the border houses so we can import our resources, which is the only reason I want to stick close to the border in the beginning. For right now, I'm going to utilize our normal spend all your dollars first because you don't need it, and use the rubles to import whatever you can. We do need to build somewhere where we can get gravel. And one of the new features, which you should probably be aware of, is it tells you, it's supposed to tell you, it doesn't tell me here. Okay. Oh, quality of source, there it is. I was looking for right under gravel quarry, it says it. I'm not sure how much gravel I get out of these tiny little blimps of source, but we have to figure this out. So this mountain has coal, which is why I'm trying to not be too close to it right at the beginning. But I may not have a real option, because the other option is, well, no. Here is a good sliver of gravel, but I will probably need 2 or 3 of those. Huh. I could put a gravel plant somewhere in the middle here. The first city could be in this area. Let's turn on our topography to see a little better of what we have to deal with. There's some area here that we can use to build a city. There may be a little better on this side. This may be the best place for a city. Maybe even the best starter city. I haven't checked that yet. Turn off all of this so I don't accidentally click that later. There's this tiny little piece of gravel. That's not going to get me anywhere. What do we have over here? There's a little more gravel on the NATO side. No, I haven't completely scouted the map. I figured I'd give you a chance of following my thought process and go from there. But honestly, I don't want to go too far away from this because we are going to start with dirt roads. And dirt roads simply mean we cannot afford to use too much gravel. Last time we played with the gravel plant V2. We're not going to do that this time. We're going to do just vanilla. So is one gravel guy going to be enough? What can you produce? 3 maximum data production per worker. So 4, well, we're not going to use workers. We're going to use excavators for this. I'm really tempted to just throw that here. Again, because coal is on this mountain. And I don't want to block the coal production just for some gravel. But honestly, we can use everything over here for coal production, so that's not a big problem. So actually, let's just use this. Okay, first things to place. We don't have an excavator yet. I almost forgot about that. We need to place this strategically so that it's accessible for the rest of the construction. Maybe down here is the best place to start out. It has to be accessible for construction, like all the other construction materials, but it also has to be in range of everything that we may want to build. And I'm happy that I could place that for free. That's a great start. Let's get this built for dollars. Yes, speed it up. Once we have this one built, there is now gas inside of the construction offices, if you didn't know that. There's fuel. Sorry, I called it gas. But there's fuel now available, but I'm sure the old trick still works. But with fuel, it means you need power to actually use the fuel and fill up your machines, I'm pretty sure. One thing you may wonder, I just checked, helicopter construction offices are available right now, and there are helicopters that I can throw in there. However, the helicopters are not able to carry any other construction vehicles, which means I can use the helicopters for transporting stuff, but I can't get anything else out there. So as long as I build it with just people, it will work. But I won't have helicopters available that can carry bigger vehicles for a little while. So I'm not going to build this until that becomes a thing, which I am assuming I'm not going to use them until I want to start going to the other islands, which I am kind of anticipating putting a small army of helicopter construction offices out here and then starting building harbors and other things to connect the islands. So that's the plan there. That's a lot of talking. We have this guy now. We need at least the basics, and we have to buy them with ruble. That's okay. So 1 bulldozer should be fine. 2 excavators to start with. They're pretty cheap right now, so that's what we're going to start with. Gravel. I think putting gravel out here may be a good place to be. I also think we can probably place a small city, starter city right here. It doesn't have to be humongous. Well, let's start. Let's get this started. Yeah. Making sure that that road is pointing in the correct direction. And this quarry, 35. That's nothing. That is just not enough to place something. I want to be above 50%. Now that I have the ability to see what I'm doing, I'm going to use that. You've probably seen I'm struggling a little bit with the terrain, and that is okay, to be honest. I want to struggle with the terrain. I don't want this to be easy. But we can't afford any of these bridges yet, so let's just start with a wooden bridge. Go downhill just as little as possible, because these are not super expensive. And if I plan it now, I can still finish it later. I was looking around if there are any other feasible options, but there really are not. So this is what we're going to have to deal with. The terraforming tool is working. I only have 2 excavators, and right now all the gas is free. So I just have to be patient. Wow. I did it. I didn't expect it to actually work, but now it actually did work. So this is what we're going to connect to. And our gravel plant will exist in this area. So that's gravel processing plant. Yes, please. I think we can point it this way. Simply because everything else kind of has to feed off of this one. And all the gravel trucks will be on the left. The gravel mines themselves also have a fuel supply now, so we no longer have to add a gas station in this area, and that is wonderful. Okay, small aggregate. We're looking for price here. 11,000 versus 22,000. It's almost double the size. You know what? I'm going to splurge on this because I know that this is going to be important. Very important. The normal gravel plant does not have a large storage unit, so I don't think I have to put an engine in between there. But this is good. Get that one in. Now we do need a conveyor engine, and I'm going to use our normal 1 to 3 mod. Because we need it. Okay, I haven't had to design a new construction area in a little while. So let's do that. And we're going to use all of this to get our first city built. I'm still thinking up here is probably a good place. And I will have to assume that at some point we're going to have a train or something similar coming out here and picking up gravel for the rest of the Republic. Not the rest, but for the immediate area. Maybe we can use a distribution office for that too. I'm not sure yet. But let's do this. Construction office. Wow, I haven't done this in a while, so this is cool. I think it is. Yes, you can look that way. Keep your conveyor distance is low because they cost a lot of money. It's a luxury. It's absolutely a luxury that I am choosing to have. This one, I think that's okay. Can we get you around here? Make it a little flat. This is not the pretty season. I'm not terribly worried about how this looks. But get this to our construction office, and then we have our first connections pretty much ready to go. Construction office is a little bit out of the way. I realize that, but I think that's okay for this scenario. You go here, and then we do need some way of getting workers to asphalt, to concrete, and to the gravel processing plant. So let's use our small bus stop, and I would think if I plop it right here, this one can connect. This one probably can't. Plop it right there. Connect all of this. We don't need this, but this connection is probably not good enough. Make that a curve. Yes, very good. Everything is now connected. Gravel path 60% versus 112%. Let's see. If this can reach, we don't have to do anything else. If this can't reach, we will have to adjust. There we go. This one can reach everything. Perfect. So we can deal with just dirt paths for right now. This one we'll have to pick up from everywhere, and we will have to set up a city at some point too. And this is still not all that we need. We still need other storages, and let's plan for that right now. I do like the road cargo station. It helps a lot organizing. Let's get a warehouse in here. I think you fit right in that area, and then an open storage. How are we doing on price on these? 12,000 versus 10,000. Absolutely take the medium. It's totally worth the little extra price. Only thing I'm considering here is the road exit. This should be fine. This should be fine, I think. The road exit is over here, but I think we can just run another road out on this area. We'll have to do it at some point anyways. So get this one in here. Yep. This guy, all the deliveries. You do need to have all roads connected, because if there's a fire, you need some way of figuring that out. This, almost forgot, all roads connected, like I just said. Let's do this a little better. Straight there, and then, yeah, that's good. Everything is connected. I am kind of happy about this. We do need this road connected. Now, this is dangerous because it is relatively far away. Wrong button. It is relatively far away, which means we may run into an issue running out of fuel on our way to the border when we import stuff. But we need to be in a spot where we can actually do gravel or get gravel. So this is something we can't really avoid. Use longer pieces of road to have an easier time terraforming. Just a tip that I always use. And we're almost where we need to be. I do recommend connecting most of your roads in more than one way. That gives you a chance later on to upgrade your roads to gravel without having too much impact of your traffic. Because if there's always a way to get from anywhere to anywhere, you never have to worry about giving them another way. Otherwise, use the gravel road to connect everything else. So this is great. Everything is in here. What I don't have is an appropriate loading station for the gravel. I kind of ignored that. I put the station over here in before I worried about the loading station. So let's do that. I think we can... I would like to do it here. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. This is working. Maybe that's not working. But aggregate loading for trucks. This is what I want. Oh, it's actually playing along nicely right away. Perfect. So now I can connect that here, which means I don't have to worry about the distance traveled anymore, because this is a lot closer than if I would have put it over here. Now, there is cement that is needed here, but I'm not going to build the cement silo, because the cement silo is huge and expensive. Same for the fuel tank. I'm not going to put a bitumen tank here and try to fill that up, because we do need a lot of bitumen, but I may build it by hand at some point. Just trying to get built. Yeah, stop it. Stop it. We're not there, which these I do have to build manually later. But everything is here now. What do we have left? I do need a place, a fuel station, to fill up later. Let's place that somewhere where I think the city will be close. Like there. That should be good. Because all of the vehicles that are in here should fill up at the station. All the vehicles that are here should fill up in the quarries. And I think this is a pretty good start. Something else that's amazing about this update. You go to your power related things. We have new power option. The big wind power plant should be a perfect tool for small areas like construction zones that don't have to run power all the time, because usually there's some gravel here that needs to be processed. Great. Sometimes we need cement, sometimes we need asphalt, but we never need a standing connection there. And this produces about half a megawatt, which is really not that bad. Like 0.35 megawatt hours is enough. I haven't done the math. It's enough. The same thing over here. We can use the smaller one if we want to for the gas stations, because they should run. However, you do need some wind for this to work. Otherwise you can't. No chance to do it. This... maybe everything we can do. Don't build. just don't. This may be everything we can do. I need to pull this, grow this area, and then we have to start getting some people in here. I still think this little plateau is our best option for people. Let's get a road out there. Yeah, this is totally usable, totally workable on this. Yeah, I may do some leveling before we start, but honestly I don't want to, because I believe you can use most of the terrain that the game gives you. All right, that's the first episode. I know, not much is happening, but the map is already telling me this is not going to be easy. Like, how long did it take us to put these 3 gravel quarries in, which are not even built yet? This little area, yeah, that was easy. That was fine. No big problems there. This one is pretty straightforward, but at some point I will probably have to connect rail to this area and to this area, so I can start doing more. The only one thing that we don't have yet, 2 things that we don't have yet are technical service. The only 5 things we don't have yet. Wow. We need heating. Heating is not free. Like, you have to get it done, otherwise you have a problem. We need heating. We need heating pipes. They have to be built before anything else happens for the city. So that's what we have to do next time. I need a distribution office, which apparently isn't here. It is... where's our logistics? Nope. There we go. Medium distribution office. Just take the big one right away. There's no reason to go small here. I think... why not? Over here seems fine. I don't think we're going to use this for anything else for a while. And the distribution office has also have their own fuel available right away. So... yeah, I think we're going to put that here. We're going to need this once our construction zone is all finished to fill up everything that we have. That's all important. yeah, no, there's a lot more to do. This whole planning phase is the most fun part for the actual starting area. So I'll see you again next time. This is just the start. Season 2, Series 2, all hardcore, and there's a lot more to do. Thanks for watching. Bye.